As Dandemutande, we are privileged to have been part of CEO Africa Roundtable, where we have ventilated a number of issues, a number of areas that are of national interest. And key amongst them is AI. And this is a technology whose time has come. It has made landfall. We're all talking about it. And as Dandemutande, we have invested time and money in making sure that we are prepared and that the economy is prepared to embrace AI. The first bit of that is we have built infrastructure from Beitbridge all the way to Harare and Bulawayo, and also built metro fiber infrastructure as last miles into the different towns and cities. We've also gone out to partner other providers of satellite services to ensure that the underserved and the normally excluded rural populations and the remote ones are also included in this revolution. In addition to that, we've also spent money in developing data centers. As mentioned this afternoon, we've got 4 facilities, 3 in Harare and 4 facilities, 3 in Harare and 1 in Bulawayo. We've not stopped there. We've also partnered with hyperscalers like Terraco, where we have got presence in South Africa. I'm saying all this because at Dandemutande, we take it as part of our obligation to make sure that the backbone that is needed for AI adoption is laid. And that backbone involves connectivity, it involves cloud and storage facilities. What we've also done, because in this world of technology, there is always the need to make sure that information from customers is safe. So we've also made sure that we providing cybersecurity in this space. We've actually built a security operating center in Harare, but in addition to that, we've invested in security skills that are needed to help our customers to audit their networks, to also help them secure those networks. But in addition to that, we've also made it our business to do cybersecurity awareness and training, because without that training, it becomes very difficult for you to enforce it. We're also helping organizations to come up with cybersecurity frameworks so that the whole business moves in the same direction insofar as that is concerned. Outside of that, we also work quite well with the ministry and Potras. You are aware that the enforcement of cybersecurity, of Data Protection and Cybersecurity Act has really started in earnest towards the end of last year with the training of data protection officers, and with also making sure that organizations are licensed as long as they are having personally identifiable information. I'm happy to say that just this week, Cabinet approved the AI strategy, which will provide a guideline as to how safe and how we adopt that strategy. But also as organizations, we are also making sure that the market is aware of the benefits of AI in terms of efficiencies that it will bring, in terms of how it will enhance customer experience, cybersecurity, and also just creating the new jobs, because innovators will get engaged and busy in making sure that new solutions come out of AI. But in doing all that, we have to be aware of the dangers of also using AI. So ethical use of AI is very important, and also making sure that the AI agents are trained using local data so that the bias is also taken away. And also making sure that insofar as the AI skills are concerned, that government together with private sector are moving at the same time, making sure that our institutions of higher learning are churning out engineers and students that are future ready insofar as these technologies are concerned. And I'm happy to say that our country, and particularly our ICT ministry, is working quite well with the counterparts within SADC to make sure that there is an old SADC approach to the adoption of AI, that there is an old SADC approach in making sure that data protection and privacy becomes key. So we've got over 500 terabytes of storage capacity as Dandemutande. But there is also capacity from Tel1, as you are aware that they built 2 data centers, one in Mazowe and then another one in Harare. I think they have actually a third facility in Bulawayo in Hillside. But Econet have just also launched their own tier 3 data center. And I'm sure a lot more will be coming up. All what we are doing is making sure that as a country, we are ready to host our own data, to make sure that the aspiration of data sovereignty is achieved. But outside of the private sector, you know, there's the National Data Center that the government has also set up at the University of Zimbabwe. And I'm sure there is a desire to make sure that that capacity is also increased. I think if you look at Dandemutande over the last 15 years in our business in terms of building the fiber networks, putting up the data centers, the wireless networks, we've invested well over 25 million US dollars. That is just in the last 15 or so years. And there's a lot more that we need to invest because as we have this national agenda of connecting the unconnected, recognizing that connectivity is now a human right, we've got an obligation that no one is left behind. So there will be a lot more infrastructure that will be needed to smaller towns and cities in terms of fiber rollouts. There's a lot more capacity that needs to be brought into the country. At the moment, at the last Potras report, we've got installed or equipped capacity across all providers of about 1.5 petabytes of data that you can be brought in. We're only using a third of that. So there's a lot of investment that has come in. But we still have to invest in tier 3 and higher data centers so that the capacities that are needed to store the GPUs that are needed to drive AI are also in place. We are in current conversations with the Oracle, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to have a conclusion as to bringing Oracle data, that an Oracle instance in Zimbabwe. That will probably cost us over $1 million. But what it will do is it will enable all the other people that have been wanting to use Oracle or sending their data out to be able to locate it in the country. And that data center will be AI enabled as well. It's an early conversation, but we are hopeful that it will deliver to the aspirations of this country.